Hi guys, it's Prischu from Prischu.com here, and come July there is some very exciting news that I would like to share for Singapore football fans. So the Singapore Football Festival is back, and AC Milan, Arsenal and Newcastle will be coming to town. So I caught up in a group interview with Newcastle legend Shay on Newcastle's recent Carabao Cup victory and see what he has to say about the triumph, which is Newcastle's first title in 70 years, as well as his thoughts about Singapore Newcastle football fans and Newcastle coming to Singapore for the Singapore Football Festival. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think once this gets released, the Newcastle fans will be snapping up tickets pretty sharpish. Home and away, they support their team. I was in America a couple of years ago. There was thousands and thousands of Newcastle fans there, and I'm sure they'll come here as well. They'll make the journey to Singapore and support the team. And I know there's some local supporters clubs in Singapore as well. So yeah, it's all about growing the fan base as well. I think that's what this games are for as well, and getting more Singapore people to support to Newcastle as well. I think that's really important to grow the club. Yeah, we hope it's the first of many. Yeah, I mean, I think that the pressure sort of been taken off the players a little bit because it's done now. But I know Eddie Howe, and I know he's a really competitive person, and to be like parked to one side, it's about the next trophy now. And I think ideally, if we get in the Champions League this season as well, sitting in a really strong position in the Premier League, if we can finish the season in the Champions League, obviously winning a trophy, I think it helps keep the best players we have, but also helps to add to that as well. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to add, wants to make us better, stronger next season, and inevitably want to challenge for the very top of the Premier League and get our hands on the Premier League trophy. That's the biggest plan, but it will take some time, obviously. But I think we're on the right path, with the right sort of backing and bringing a few extra players in the summer. Keep the best ones we have already, then that's important. Yeah, I think momentum's really key in football. I think confidence, momentum, and I don't know if you've seen the celebrations in the city of Newcastle. The trophy parade. There was 300,000 people. I think you've got to use that momentum from the fans as well. I think the new ownership as well. They've looked into the club, and the winning the first trophy was a big thing, and I think they're really invested in making the club the best it can be. I think that's important as well. So let's talk about a new stadium in Newcastle. Bringing in new players in the summer. There's a lot of excitement around Newcastle at the minute. There really is, and it's nice to bring that excitement, I think, to Singapore as well in July. So you might see a couple of new faces in the squad as well, perhaps. Well, I'm probably slightly biased because I was there for 12 years, but I think if you've seen I was at Wembley as well. I was working for TV. I was pitch side. It was just really special to be there on the day. And if you look at the people's faces in the crowd, people, grown men and women crying and hugging their kids, and it was just such a monumental day, really. Chatting to a guy last night, actually, his dad was there, and he was there in '69, I think, at the final, and I think he's 80 something now, and he was there at the final a couple of weeks ago, and he says life's complete. He thought he'd never see this again. So it's that's what football can do. That's what sport can do, and this club and the team and the staff have united the whole city, and they want more. I think the fans want more, and the players want more. So it's a good combination. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, I think the club realise that as well. The more events they have and around the world, of course, in Asia and different parts of the world, it's about growing the fan base. And I think I said before as well. Young kids in Singapore seeing Newcastle picking up a trophy, they'll be going, "Who's that? Who wears black and white?" And it's all about the start of the journey of the younger fans and stuff, and coming to Singapore and seeing them live, and seeing them in person. That's a brilliant feeling for the young fans as well. So yeah, the Newcastle want to grow the fan base around the world, and I think that's important as well for the club. Like, I was close to crying. I had to go on TV in about a minute after the final whistle. So, but yeah, no, maybe I'll show you a video. That might be the best video to show you. I had this video to show you. This is me. You're supposed to be neutral when you're on the TV,
So I think it was just relief as much as anything.
It's like the thing is that the game as well. We were taken down pitch side 90th minute, and Liverpool scored 94th minute. So then I was like, oh my god, because I felt then there was another 5 minutes after that as well. I felt if they score again, it'd be so hard to win in extra time, So when the final whistle went, you could see the relief. So it was a special moment, yeah, for me and for all the fans around us. So I was right in the middle of the Newcastle fans. Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. This is Pristu from Pristu.com. If you enjoyed what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. Until then, I will catch up with you next time. See you and goodbye.